Hi guys, this is Nikki Liss, and I'm going to start out today by saying this. I'm trying something a little bit new today. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you may have noticed that sometimes I'm wearing glasses and sometimes I'm not wearing glasses. And obviously today I'm not wearing glasses, but usually it's because I'm wearing contacts. So today I was wearing my glasses and I decided to take them off just for the video because whenever I do these videos, if you guys know, if you've done videos of yourself, you have to look at yourself when you're doing the video, right? And it makes me really nervous when I have to look at myself. I much more prefer talking to all you in a huge crowd where I can't see me. So today I decided I'm going to take off my glasses and we will see if, I don't know, I'll see if I feel any more comfortable because I can't really see me as well. So if I start kind of falling off the screen or something like that, that's why. So I don't think that's going to happen though. My eyes aren't quite that bad. So let's talk about, as the title says, it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. What am I referring to when I'm talking about the elephant in the room? I mean, you guys know, right? You know what I'm talking about, kind of that thing where we're out with some friends or some family and there's this tension, there's this thing going on that everybody knows about, but no one's talking about it, right? You know exactly what I'm sure something's coming to mind right now. So sometimes when there's a situation like that, it's totally appropriate not to say anything. It's totally appropriate not to mention it because it's none of our business, right? So, for example, if you are out with some friends, maybe you're out with a couple that you're friends with, and you know that things have not been going well in their relationship. You know that maybe one of them has confided in you and you know that they're on the brink of divorce. They've had a lot of conflict, tons of arguing, and it's just not a good situation. But here you are out with both of them and you're talking about all kinds of other things, but everybody knows they're not as happy as they look, right? Everybody knows that. Everybody knows there's this huge tension and there's this, like I said, this elephant in the room. But in that case, it's really none of our business, right? There's no reason why we would mention it. You're definitely not going to mention it, and you just kind of go on your merry way, and it was a little uncomfortable, but probably far more for them than you. And you know that, right? So what am I talking about? What kind of elephant in the room am I talking about? I am referring to the times when you have someone in your life who you love, someone who's dear to you, a family member, a friend, an in-law, somebody who you've grown really close with, who is going through a difficult time. And I mean a very difficult time, a devastating time. And it's one of those times where it just brings up all kinds of feelings. So if maybe they've just been diagnosed with an illness that's very difficult and very serious, or they have a child that's sick, or a parent is sick, or their parents are going through a divorce, or they've just had a huge loss in their life. Maybe they lost their house, or they're going through a divorce and there's a whole bunch of things going on with custody and they're dealing with the feelings of not being able to see their children every day. And these are things that are so personal and bring up so much emotion. As you guys know, it brings up anger and sadness and grief, and if it's talked about, possibly lots of tears. That's the elephant I'm talking about. If you're with a good friend of yours, someone who you love, someone who's dear to you, and you know they're going through this, a lot of times we'll just avoid the topic. As the friend, we avoid the topic. And they're probably not going to bring it up because it's uncomfortable and they may not know how to bring it up. They may not know if you want to hear it, right? And if you're in a group or you're out at a party or something, it's not the time. We know that. But if you're one-on-one with your friend who's going through something devastating, that's when it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. That's the times where it's not okay to sit there and know that this thing is going on in their life, but not want to bring it up. And I know and I've done this myself, where I'm with a good friend who's going through something and I'm not quite sure if I should bring it up because I don't want to upset them. But the reality is, you're not going to upset them. They're already upset. You're not going to make them think about it. They're already thinking about it. And by not saying anything, it sends the message that you're not thinking about it as the friend, that you don't care about it, that it's pretty irrelevant in your life, and it can make your loved one feel even more alone. So to be there for that person, to be there for that friend, it's totally appropriate to say something, to ask them how they're doing, to let them even just know that you're there, that you're thinking about them, that if they need anything, if they need to talk, if they just need something, that you are there for them. And let them tell you if they don't want to talk about it. It's okay. You may say, how have you been dealing with things? I know that, you're going through this divorce. And maybe it's not a time where they want to talk about it. They might say, I'm okay. I don't really feel like talking about it. And that's okay. But you've sent the message that you're there. You're present with them. You're thinking about it. And I think a lot of times we avoid these topics. We avoid it because it makes us feel uncomfortable too. There's a lot of feeling of, I don't really know what to say to my friend. I don't really know what words I'll use. But that is totally okay. You don't have to know the words. If you have a good friend whose parent passed away, let's say, there are no good words. There are no words that anybody could give to that person that would ease their pain. They're grieving. They're going to grieve. They're going to be sad. They're going to be devastated. And it's okay that you don't have the words, because you'll never have the right words. No one will ever have the right words. But what can you offer them? You can offer them a little comfort. You can try to. You can offer them just that you're thinking about them, that you love them, that if they want to talk, you're here. Or open up the discussion. Ask them, do you want to talk about it now? Is there something that I can do to help? Any of those things are great things to say to your friend. And if they do start opening up to you, this is another thing that I found. When that person starts opening up, we tend to sort of shy away. We don't know what to do with that. We want to be there for our friend. We may know that it's the right thing to say something, to call them up and say, hey, how's it going? How can I help you? How can I be there for you? We know that part. But the big fear for us on the other end is, well, what if they start talking about it? What if they start telling me what's going on and I don't know what to say? And that's really scary. And a lot of us have been there. And a lot of us have been on the other end where we've been through something terrible or devastating or really difficult. And we're totally aware that our friend will not have the right words. So what can you do in that situation? Just listen. Just listen. So if they start talking, you just listen and let them know you're listening. How do you let someone know you're listening? By making eye contact. If you're on the phone, you obviously can't make eye contact, but there's other ways too. By just nodding, saying things like, I'm sorry to hear that. That must be rough. Things like that show somebody that you're there, that you're present with them, that you're listening. So if you've had a doubt that whether you should bring up something that your good friend is going through, if you've had a doubt about it, I'm telling you, I'm giving you permission to say something, to offer something to that friend. Just acknowledge that you're thinking about them, that you love them, that you're here. And like I said, if they're not up for talking about it, they'll tell you, and that's okay. And then you talk about something else. You go do something else. Maybe they just need to be cheered up in some way and they want to go out and have a good time. That's okay. They'll let you know. But like I said, if they start opening up, just be there for them. Remind yourself that there aren't the right words. There will never be the right words, and that is okay. Just being there, being present with somebody, having empathy for them, that is more powerful than any words can ever be. Please keep this in mind. So like I said, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. All right, until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.